And at the same time, Ambassador Vohra, do you think such a legislation that has been passed by Georgia, do you think that's going to help in consolidating quote unquote anti-India support as well on foreign shores?
Consolidating anti-India support. No,
Yes.
not at all. On the contrary, the other American states will take a leaf from what Georgia has done. They've done this in the past on many occasions. They passed this legislation. You might even see it in, excuse me, in the U.S. Congress coming in due course. They will also pass something very similar. And I'm quite sure that I don't know. I don't want to comment on American domestic politics, but if a fellow called whatever Trump he was, if as we see that he might just come back, and if that does happen, then you can expect many exciting things to happen. But other states, most certainly, where there is a substantial Indian diaspora, they will also pass similar legislation that does not target India. It tries to protect the rights of all people of Indian origin and those from other countries.
Right, Ambassador Vohra, do stay on with us. Pankaj, I mean, the words coming from Ambassador Vohra and the resolution itself, I mean, it certainly is a proud day for all Indians out, abroad, especially in Georgia and the United States. They've spoken about information technology, academia, energy, medicine, yoga, meditation, food and culture everywhere. They've really highlighted the importance of Indians and Indian culture.
Well, absolutely. I mean, this is not a hidden fact. Now the world too, not just the United States, but the whole world acknowledges to the very fact that when it comes to these salient features, what Dr. Ambassador Vohra mentioned, India is a leading voice in that regard. But having said that, the naysayers also are there. Remember, Kabir, a very recent Time magazine report on how the Indian government actually allegedly violated human rights, in connection with the search of Amritpal. And that is something which, again, underscores or underlines the very fact that no matter how much Indians have achieved, there would still be some scrutiny being done and there would be naysayers. So, as far as Time magazine's report was concerned, the points that it was highlighting does not in any way add up to any substantial outcome, but it appears to be a failed attempt or half-hearted attempt in order to paint or diminish the image of India. Now, talking about India on a bigger scale, talking about Hinduism on a microcosmic level, that's what this basic resolution in Georgia goes on to secure, goes on to prove that a religion, a society as old as the humanity itself is, now being questioned or being put under the scanner should not be made a general rule or a generalized rule, and hence a mechanism of protection and a mechanism of safeguarding the interest should be very much there.
Absolutely. And you quoted that Time magazine as well, and we really tried our best to debunk the kind of bias the Western media has, especially the United States, when it comes to India, and calling its human rights issues out as well. Ambassador Vohra was with us on the broadcast. Ambassador Vohra, I'm sure you must have gone through that Time piece yourself. Why do you think the United States, feels so freely and frivolous about weaponizing democracies and the human rights issue, specifically pertaining to India?
Over the last 30, 40 years, it's become a new way to pressure India as well as other countries. These are no human rights. These are human wrongs that these fellows have created. They don't even know what it means. Sir, you want to talk to me about human rights? Let me talk to you about, what was that chap? Black Lives Matter and et cetera, et cetera.
George Floyd.
In the US. No, sir. No, they have no right to speak about this kind of thing. But let me tell you one thing, sir, and the millions of people who watch your program, you are very highly regarded, and so is your colleague. Take a map of India, and I lost my throat, my voice, because I was in Jaipur yesterday, and the mic system wasn't working, so I had to yell and scream to a group of Rotarians. Take a map of India, tilt it over to its side, and then the northeast becomes the north, and the Jammu Kashmir becomes the west, etc., and then the south becomes the east. The question that I ask always, sir, why should I accept the view of India proposed by a joker called Gerardus Mercator 450 years ago? He's a Dutch cartographer. He drew that map. And so this is north, this is south, this is east, this is west. Why should I accept that? What is happening in India today under the present government, sir? We are taking an Indian view of India. And this upsets a lot of people, not the younger people. This is the old timers who think that everything that the British did was God's bounty to India. No, thank you. Happy birthday. But we are now looking, our younger people, and remember, sir, we are the youngest country in the world, median age of 29. So what, 68 or 69 crore Indians are less than 29 like me, and 68 or 69 crore are more than 29 like others. So what we are seeing amongst our youngsters, sir, I have 34 crore students in India today. 33 crore is the population of the United States. These people have a clear understanding, a much better understanding of India. The old fogies like me, I'm 72, will fade away into oblivion in a few years. But these kids who are tremendous